Welcome to the Truther Girls. Hi, everyone. It's the 8th of March, and you're listening to the Truther Girls. I'm your host, Truther Girl Sonia. As I'm known around here, Truther Girl Sonia, even though some people have said, you're a little old to be calling yourself a girl, but I told them Frumpy Truther Mom just doesn't have that catchy ring to it, so you're just going to have to live with it. So let's see. The chat room is open. That's truthergirls.chatango.com, truthergirls.chatango.com. And you know what? I have the lines open too. That's 218-339-8525. 218-339-8525 in case you'd like to call in and talk to me or my guest. I'm going to be now speaking to Don Haze, who's building a new conscious hip-hop radio network known as Truth Talk Tunes. And you can see this at truthtalktunes.com. And I'm going to give you the link for that in the chat room as well. And hold on. There it is, chat room. And there's your link if you'd like to go check that out. I got a lot of links open here. I'm seriously multitasking. And so Don has created this network where you can find hundreds of anti-New World Order hip-hop songs from over 150 conscious artists. And he also hosts a 1-hour video podcast every week called Truth Talk and Tunes with Don Haze, that's Don, and Solitary Spade, his co-host, where they discuss recent news relating to the New World Order and play music from their awake artists. So welcome to the show, Don.
Thanks for having me, Sonia. It's really great to be on the show. Been actually a fan of yours for at least a year now.
Well, thanks a lot. Thank you.
And also have my co-host here. He decided to join in at the last minute here. So we got Solitary Spade here as well.
Hi, how's it going, Sonia?
Good. Well, thanks for joining us. Welcome
Thank you.
to the show.
Thank you for having us on here.
Well, this is great because as I was talking to you before, and as I mentioned, I think that a lot of people probably feel the way that I do, that we're getting really fed up with the music that's coming through on the radios. The music with lyrics, anyway, I pretty much just listen to maybe, I guess, techno, and I like electronic music, but when I hear the lyrics, I mean, it's just terrible. That you're in the supermarket and you hear something, and na, 'cause we're gonna die young. I don't want my kid listening to that kind of stuff. And the rest of the time, it's a lot of bad language. I can't even tell you what they say because I can't even say that on the radio. But it's just like it's really bad, and it's nice to know. Sorry?
Yeah, absolutely. And not only is it like bad lyrics as far as the swearing, it's more like the demographic nature of it, right? Like promoting the materialism and everything that kind of people don't really need, and it's stupid, dumbed down, like kind of go to the bar or club and get drunk and do all the explicit stuff that's not really like relevant to anybody. It's just our fantasy, like what people fantasize about, right?
And like the mainstream is full of that stuff, but there's a lot of independent artists out there that people don't really know about, but they have really good messages in their music. And that's why I'm building this network, and that's why I do my podcast to promote this music, because a lot of people are probably wanting to hear this, but they don't know that it's out there. They don't know that this much of it is out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know. I think it's a good idea that you've done that and you put it in one place, because more and more people are awake and aware, and it's just like an insult to our intelligence to be listening to music where they're just talking about how many, I can't say the name that they use for women, but, how many of those they got, and how much, I got a lot of money in my pocket, and, this kind of stuff. What is it? Money in your pocket, you got hoes in your crib, and
fast cars and everything like that.
It's all been the same like kind of music. Like it's the same views and regurgitated, reused, recycled lyrics that you've been hearing since the 2000s, right? And it's time for a change, and everybody is like becoming more sensitized to desensitized to listen to these lyrics. Like, it's just I don't know, it's mind numbing, quite frankly.
Yeah, I don't think people really even listen to the lyrics, and it just kind of like goes in subconsciously into their brain.
Yeah,
it's like a mild form of brainwashing that people get every day when they listen to the radio.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not even that mild. I mean, for kids, like, I have a kid and he's 5, and kids, they don't have this kind of filter like adults have where we can really think critically about what we're hearing. They just kind of soak it all in. So if you play this for a teenager or a young kid and they're listening all the time about, I can't remember how the rest of it goes. All I know is that they plan to die young, and it sounds like a good thing. That kind of actually puts it in their head that, getting old sucks, and it might actually be better to die young. This has been a topic, a theme that's come up before in the music. Like, what was that? Was it Neil Young who said better to burn out than to fade away, or something like that? Like, all these kind of things that Lady Gaga also said, that she wanted to become famous because she didn't want to end up being an old lady in her bed, like an old grandmother or something like that. It's this idea of like, live fast, die young. Like, in the old days, it was James Dean and Marilyn Monroe or whatever. And then it's like punk rock. It's really punk rock to just burn yourself out and die in a puddle of vomit. That's the way to go. That's so glamorous, But kids don't think really critically, so they just kind of like, yeah, it's cool, punk rock or hip hop. What's up? It's good to have an alternative. What are some of the things that the artists talk about in the music that you have on your site?
Well, I started off a few years ago when I first sort of woke up to the truth of the New World Order and all those types of things. I was looking for music, and I put in a tag anti-New World Order hip-hop, and I found a couple different artists, and I started building a playlist, and within a couple days I had found maybe 10 different artists. And I thought it was pretty cool because I didn't know that there was that many artists out there.
More than 10, though.
Yeah, like now I have maybe like almost 200 artists now.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, like, a lot of people out there only know Immortal Technique.
Yeah.
Like, that's like the main guy that a lot of people know of.
It's as mainstream as it gets.
Yeah.
But like Immortal Technique, though, I still respect him because he does have a lot of opinionated, different from the mainstream, right? So he believes in equality and freedom for everybody, right? And he's got music with a message. But yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Do you guys know Trillion from New Zealand?
We know a couple people from New Zealand, but I'm not aware of Trillion.
You have to check this out. I mean, he's the first conscious rap hip-hop that I found, and he's absolutely amazing because the music is actually really good, but he also really goes in depth into a lot of topics, like, for example, about aspartame or Monsanto and what they do to the GMO crops and what the government does. He really educates people through his music. And until I found your site, I think he's probably one of the very few conscious activist hip-hop artists that I've seen out there, and he's really, really good. You should check him out. Definitely add him to your list.
For sure. We'll definitely check him out.
Yeah, but that's what I started off with, and then I just noticed that there's in the underground hip-hop scene, there's just a lot of people that are maybe not putting out a anti-New World Order message, but it's still a conscious message, and it's not like degrading women and everything. It's talking about like the struggles of getting out of the hood instead of how it's cool to be a drug dealer,
Right. Yeah, that's a really big problem, and it's so complex about why people turn to crime and drugs and all these really negative things, and like, it's cool, but it's glamorized so much in the music industry. Not just that, but all these other things, like basically just a lot of really self-destructive stuff.
Yeah.
Like materialism, but also things like promiscuity and ditching school and all this kind of stuff. That's what they just promote a lot, having a lot of flings, and
it's created a lot of fads that are not necessarily good trends for anybody, but as far as like music is concerned nowadays for hip hop, like everything that's on the radio, like I can't stand listening to Nicki Minaj and like Lil Wayne and anybody for that matter that's on the mainstream.
There are a very few, small few people who have made it mainstream that have a conscious message, like Lupe Fiasco or some other artists like earlier Dead Prez made it pretty big. There's been a lot, but they don't really get a lot of recognition. Like they make it big and then they kind of fade out in the background because the record labels don't want to promote them after they
come out with something real.
Yeah.
Right. It's everything in the record label industry and like the music industry. Pretty much what's said in the music is whatever the producers and everybody want them to like make. Right. So say they're like sponsored with Hummer, then they'll give the rapper a Hummer or something like that, and then lease it out to them and then tell them rap about Hummers and how many you own. And pretty much like that's how it is, right? They just pick ideas out of a hat, kind of, But yeah, that's not what we're trying to do with our music, though. We want people to start waking up and realizing that there's more to the music than just mainstream sound of the constant materialistic and go out and shake your booty kind of music,
Yeah.
We like our music with a message and conscience and passion, right? Because that's what hip hop started off as. It was about passion and struggle, right? So
yeah.
Yeah. How has hip hop changed over the years? What was it like when it started?
Well, hip hop started off pretty much like as a voice for the voiceless in the ghettos in America. And they were rapping about social inequality and about how the people in the ghettos were oppressed. And they were rapping against the system. That's pretty much where it started.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the roots of hip-hop.
Yeah. And then it became dance, like kind of hip-hop music, right?
Yeah.
Like MC Hammer kind of style. And
yeah, that's when the first little bit of commercialization came in. And then you had like... in the 90s, you had a lot of really good hip-hop, like from artists like Wu-Tang and people with similar styles, like Nas and people like that. But then, like, in the 2000s, it switched over to, like, really hardcore gangster rap and selling drugs and shooting people. And that's what it was all about for a couple years. And nowadays, if you listen to the radio, you don't hear too much of that. You hear more of
won't you blow my whistle,
bottles
baby?
in the club, getting drunk all the time and driving fast cars and having the hottest girls.
And blowing whistles.
There's a lot of that going on.
You can't relate to this music because you're not rich. You're not living this lifestyle. So I don't.
The sad thing is, a lot of people actually think that they can relate to it, though.
It's strange,
right? It's because they're in that fake glamoured lifestyle, and they think because they drive a leased car that they're as rich as their favorite rapper, and that they just feel so much cooler. It's almost like
Yeah.
Well, it's very true. There's this show that I watched. It's called The Strictest Parents in the World, or The World's Strictest Parents, or something like that, And it's neat. It's like one of these reality shows. It's like Wife Swap, but it's a lot more intelligent and more interesting. Actually, Wife Swap's not that bad. But don't tell anybody I said that. But anyhow, so they got this show where they take these brats from the UK. I mean, these kids have absolutely no respect, and then they send them to live with parents somewhere else in the world, like some really straight-laced Mormons in Utah or some people in India or something like that. But I remember that there were quite a few of them that you could see that they were really living above their means. I mean, of course, they had maybe some very small job, like at a coffee shop, but they lived in their parents' homes, and they spent all their money. Actually, I saw this on White Swap as well, that sometimes the kids, you could see that they had no concept of what it meant to earn money, work hard for your money, and then do something constructive with it. Just whatever came their way just went right through their fingers because they had to have a car and a cell phone and all these other things, hair extensions, tanning, fancy clothes. It's like they've just been sold on the idea that they need to have all this stuff that they can't afford. And so they would just spend, like you were saying, You know, they just spend all their money on it. Yeah.
And it's kind of unfortunate for the youth of this generation to be in such secure positions with like their parents, and their parents to allow it, and not make their kids know what hard work is all about and what living is about, right? Because before you know it, like, that teenager is going to be so self-reliant upon the parent because the parent has been indulging them with so many, great things. Like, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to let your kid, to buy your kid a car or to, but make sure that you put some value into that and that they don't take advantage of it because, it's, people need to learn to grow up and be independent, right? That's what life is about. In some degrees, and you shouldn't be reliant upon others, right? And it's kind of sad for youth to like spend all their money on things that don't really matter in the end, right? Like, people should be teaching their kids about values and life lessons and how to spend your money more properly for and investing in your future and all that, right? So
yeah, it just goes through their fingers. They just want to live it up all the time, and they use credit cards a lot, and that's a really big problem too. But I think this is encouraged. Yeah, it's encouraged by the music industry and all this attention put on these celebrities and the glamour, and
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going into a break, but stay tuned, everyone. I will be back right after the break with Don Haze and Solitary Spade. So stay tuned.
Most of what's needed for a police state is actually already in place. Right now in America, any of us can be imprisoned without warning or due cause, and we can be kidnapped, tortured, and assassinated illegally if the government decides what we are doing is a threat to their plan. All they have to do is name us as a suspect in their so-called war on terror.
I need a terrorist chick, I want a terrorist chick. So where's my terrorist chick? Are you my terrorist chick? I need a terrorist chick, I want a terrorist chick. So where's my terrorist chick? Are you my terrorist chick? I need a chick who's quick to stick a blade through armor, rip up a picture of the Pope just like Sinead O'Connor. A nappy-headed ginger ninja studying kung fu and tai chi, sipping chai tea while reading Sun Tzu. Truthfully speaking, the proof is what she's seeking while teaching, not preaching the secrets of the I Ching. She don't worship American or Canadian idols, just quick to quote scripture out of Gideon Bibles. If push come to shove, she'll pull the pin, hurl a grenade, the first to express her view on who hit the world trade. Girl, when you're riding, I'll be the best one under you, more militant-minded than an S1W. Peaceful in nature like those who walk with Gandhi, unless she's ranting about the Queen or Dr. John D. Talking Hopi prophecies of fourth world occupants and false flag philosophies the Northwoods document. I need a terrorist chick, I want a terrorist chick. So where's my terrorist chick? Are you my terrorist chick? I need a terrorist chick, I want a terrorist chick. So where's my terrorist chick? Are you my terrorist chick? Terrorist chick. Not down with Mr. Crowley or scrolls that Horace wrote, instead deciphering the Morse code within the horoscope. She's too busy exposing Jay-Z to read Deepak Chopra. She's not crazy or lazy, smoking a weed Dr. Oprah. She's not down with the Christian depiction that God is white, or the southern jurisdiction of the Scottish Rite. Her tabernacle was built with mathematical skill, swallowed more than half of the pill, both eyes on Capitol Hill. Better things to do than spend time on her weaving them nails, staring at planes in the sky as they fly, leaving chemtrails. Real revolutionary clenched fist for Mumia, in the lotus posture flipping through the Pista Sophia. I need a terrorist chick, I want a terrorist chick. So where's my terrorist chick? Are you my terrorist chick? I need a terrorist chick, I want a terrorist chick. So where's my terrorist chick? Are you my terrorist chick? I need a terrorist chick, I want a terrorist chick. So where's my terrorist terrorist chick? Are you my terrorist chick? I need a terrorist chick. I want a terrorist chick. So where's my terrorist chick? Are you my terrorist chick?
I need a terrorist chick. Taking care of this dick. Ain't nothing superficial like magic.
Hey, welcome back to the Truther Girls. So hi everyone, it's Truther Girls Sonia here. And the chat room is open. That's truthergirls.chatango.com, truthergirls.chatango.com. So don't be shy. Pop into the chat. We won't judge you. We'll be happy to see you. Don't hold back. I know you want to do it. You want to get in that chat, just do it. You only live once, YOLO, as they say. So right now I'm talking to Don Haze and Solitary Spade from Truth Talk Tunes. This is a conscious hip-hop radio network that they've created where they're showcasing the work of over 150 conscious hip-hop artists, as in conscious about the New World Order. I mean, this is music for truthers, and that's why they're here with me tonight. So welcome back to the show, you guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. What do you want to get into next? We want to talk about some hip-hop Illuminati stuff?
Yeah, well, I thought that would be kind of interesting to get your perspective a bit on that. There's such a big occult side to the record industry. I'm sure you guys have heard about how they consecrate records to the devil, and they literally perform rituals. There's all kinds of occult symbolism all over the albums, and lots of artists have said straight out that they've sold their soul to the devil. Katy Perry, I think Elvis too, and what's his name?
Pretty much every celebrity.
Pretty much.
What's his name? Everybody must get stoned, you know. Baby, tell you what's his name there? I can't remember his name. What's wrong with me? I've been up too long.
Randy Newman?
No, man. Okay, I'll sing it again. Well, stone you when you're trying to be so good. You know.
I think my girlfriend will know this one.
Somebody help me out in the chat. That's what I have the chat room open for. People help me out. I got somebody sleeping on my couch, and this guy's got hair almost down to his waist, so you know that he knows the name of this hippie, but he's asleep. Anyway, the guy with Bob Dylan. It's Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan, that's right, yeah.
Sold his soul to the devil. I'm sure that the Rolling Stones also, I mean, Goat's Head Soup, Her Majesty's Satanic Requests, you know. It's pretty in your face, and the same thing with the hip-hop industry, too. How about Jay-Z?
Yeah, one of the most blatant ones in hip-hop would be Jay-Z with Rockefeller Records. Like, it's not really, it's not Rockefeller, it's Rockefeller, and he, puts out all these T-shirts and everything with designs, with all-seeing eyes on it and everything. Yeah. And in his music, he talks about it's just crazy music, talking about degrading stuff, and when he does his concerts and everything, he gets some of the biggest concerts, and he's doing all these symbols, throwing up the pyramid all the time,
covering his eye, and only
doing all the Illuminati symbolism all the time, and pretty much putting it right in your face as much as possible.
Yeah, he does. I've seen him doing that. And he also has a clothing line with the pyramid on it, and it's all pro-Illuminati. But the irony is, the Illuminati, it's a secret society based on bloodlines, and they're total elitists and depopulationists. And all these people are going around with this little pyramid on their shirt and yo, what's up? I'm down with the New World Order, Illuminati. Yo, in the house. These guys are on the SHIT list of the actual Illuminati. They want nothing to do with them. They're a bunch of losers, I mean, seriously, not Jay-Z, but, because he's a big famous star, but...
Yeah. They like to glorify something that they know nothing about, and to them it's kind of just like a funny meme, right? Like, it becomes so much to the point that it's so much in your face that everybody just laughs about it, and anybody who actually mentions it, as in talking about it in a natural sense and saying how corrupt and bad it is, nobody like takes him serious really, except of course for the people who do believe in his stuff and are truth seekers, right? So it's kind of sad how like the mainstream, like the masses, just point their fingers and laugh at, you know, all these socially accepted ideologies of, you know, Satanism, pretty much, right? It's I don't know.
Yeah, why is it so cool? Why is it so cool to worship the devil? Like, how do they convince people?
A video the other day. I don't know why we fucking were watching. Oh, I don't know why we were watching it, but
Good Cushion Alcohol.
Good Cushion Alcohol was the song, and they had like a bunch of like satanic symbolism in the video. You can check it out on YouTube, and there's like
there's
horns.
So many
There's like horns on his head
like,
in it. They have like these girls locked up in cages, and they're saying how their girls love them so much, but they're locked up in cages in the video. It's really bad stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty disturbing, man. Yeah. I you know what, like, these videos have just become so, I can't think of the word for it.
Obviously symbolic?
Yeah, obviously symbolic, yeah, pretty much. I don't know, man. I think music really needs to be more about, like, expressing, you know, opinions that matter and stuff, not the same old generic, you know, terrible music that it is, really, you know. So that's why we're trying to make Truth Talking Tunes aware to so many people, is because we find it important. Like, music is part of us, it's part of our soul, it's part of the universe, right? And it's a great way to spread a message through music. It's a great positive way to awaken people, because people rely on music so much.
Yeah, music is such a big influence in people's lives, and if people looked up to people like Immortal Technique or other artists like that we play on the station that are putting out a conscious message, then I think we could create a better world if everyone was looking up to those people instead of looking up to Lil Wayne and Walk a Flock of Flame, who are horrible.
Exactly. Like, it really makes me mad, because the people that are constantly shown and are well known to the masses are people that don't possess any lyrical skill. They don't possess any kind of values. They just go on there and they, you know, rap about anything that they want to rap about, and people just eat it up and just enjoy it so much. And it's,
as long as you have promotion from the major record labels, it doesn't matter what you sound like, people will eat it up and they will like it.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably not even them who wrote it. Like, a lot of I had a friend who was in a boy band, and he had to audition to be in his band, and he had no say in anything, and he got like very little money for it. It just basically, it's like you're just an employee.
Absolutely.
They just tell you what to do. You're not controlling it. So most of these people, I know for the Spice Girls it was the same thing, and so for most of them it's probably just like that they're just like puppets.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you mentioned that, because one of my friends a few years ago told me to, you know, join this subscription list, and you can make yourself famous, quote unquote, is what he said. I checked into this thing, and I still receive these email updates. I kind of keep subscribed to it just as a laugh, because I see all these big names in this email list. It will say, oh, we're looking for artists. You have to pay. It's a $10 admission fee, but we're looking for artists that can write these songs, and, you know, they want you to spend all this money in recording studios and have the best quality, and then send your song, and it might be considered for a well-known mainstream artist such as Katy Perry. There was also a couple of country singers, and there's other hip-hop singers like Jay-Z and Drake, and it's I just find it so pathetic. It's like, how does music go from expressing your creativity and, you know, like having heart and soul in it, to just going about, you know, and cherry picking people to write senseless, you know, lyrics? pretty much.
Well, it's just about making money. I mean, they know that most young people aren't going to have like a really good discernment about, that music should be about something a little bit more profound. Or it has a catchy. It's a formula. I write songs on the piano, and I don't write very fancy or it's just really basic, right? It always comes out sounding like a TV commercial jingle. Maybe I should be a jingle writer. Seriously, I wrote a whole bunch of songs, and they're all like na 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 na. But anyway, but they're all truther songs though. They're all talking about the New World Order. At least they got that much going.
Well, there you go. See?
There's a formula. You have to have a certain kind of beat. And then you use certain chords, you work within a key, and then you have your break, and you put in like certain sound effect to break it up a little bit. You just need a catchy riff and like a catchy thing that they repeat, like, tonight's gonna be a good night, I'm gonna be a douchebag, that's all you need, right? Like, you hang out in your car, you hang out the sunroof with your beer in your hand and your shirt off, and you just do that, It's really simple. It works every time because it's mathematical, really. Like the music has a mathematical logic to it. People just respond to that logic. It's automatic. It's like the same kind of math that created the whole universe. So you just put that together. It doesn't matter if the lyrics aren't profound.
No, exactly.
It's just to catch your ear for a moment so they can sell you whatever attitudes and products they're trying to sell you for the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, this is my girlfriend, Rosa. She's also part of the show sometimes.
Sometimes I can't help it.
Hi, Rosa. It's like a real radio party now.
Yep.
I thought Dawn's girl was here too, but she's not. I was like, ah.
So,
they do. They have people who use formulas to make music, and you notice they rehash stuff over and over and over. You know how many times I've been in the dollar store and I hear a song, and I know it's like a new pop song, but it's got some lyrics from like some hit from the 80s that nobody even remembers because they weren't around the first time. But I was around, and I know what they're up to. They're not fooling me.
Yeah.
I see what they're doing.
I think Lady Gaga's done that.
She's been busted a few times.
Yeah.
Straight up busted, and she's just like, well, whatever, okay, I'll pay it off.
Yeah.
Just, I made enough money off it, and I'm freaking famous, so.
Yeah.
Too bad. Avril Lavigne did it with their Girlfriend song.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was a straight rip-off of an old 70s song, too.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's done
that too many times where the lyrics are not the same, but I'm listening to it and I'm like, these chords sound really familiar. Then, is that song from this old song from the 60s or something? They just took the same chords, put a different beat on it, different lyrics, and there you go, voila, and it works.
And sell it to the 15-year-olds because they haven't heard it before. They think it's something new. The same clothes from the 80s that we wore when we were little, and and now they're all, this is something new, and you're like, no, it's really not. They're just recycling stuff. They're lazy. They're just taking your money for nothing.
And the whole packaging. I remember this was a long time ago, and the first time I heard about the way that they do this with bands, where they come up with the concept of the band and the image of the band. They have the music and everything pre-written, and then they go and audition people to be in it. And there was this band called Candlebox. Dumb name, first of all, but I mean, of all names, you go in. This is how you come up with a band name. Everybody knows this. You go into the dictionary, you open a one page, you pick a word, and then you open on another page. Voila, you got a band name. Like
Candlebox, Pearl Jam, who else? Oh, Sum 41, that's a number. They just changed up the game a little at the moment. Blink 182.
You know what? Honestly, taking
the band called the Truthers.
You know what? Honestly, taking names from the dictionary and then making it one of your names is more original than most of the rappers that are out right now.
Yeah, they just
Lil Wayne, Lil Jon,
Lil B,
Lil B,
Young Dre, Lil Dre.
Yeah, there's
Lil Dre, Big Dre, Dr. Dre.
Right. Come on, man. There's 20,000 of you, and you haven't even made it. So. Find a new name.
Yeah.
That's the trick. You got to be a little or a big something.
Yeah, or a young.
But yeah, they do that. And they made this band called Candlebox, and I was like, what? I'd never heard of this before. I was like, what? it's just like an invented band. And he's like, yeah, it's all marketing. That was like my wake-up call, and that was really a long time ago, like in the 90s.
I didn't even know. I'm so disappointed in myself. They have this like one song that I love forever, and nothing else that I've ever heard.
Yeah, that was probably
not great, but it worked for a minute. They have a couple.
Yeah, but it's really serious though, because they do everything by design. I mean, this isn't it's not just like in the old days where like people get together and they write songs from the heart, and then they have a message in it, whether it's about love or it's about some political stuff or whatever. Now it's all like executives that like come up with the formula. They hire professionals to write all stuff. They put it all together. They market everything, and then they sell you on some really evil messages. Plus, they do all kinds of occult rituals. And you know what? I never watch videos anymore, okay? But I have a girlfriend who does, and I'll go over there and she'll be like, oh, you got to watch this new Jay-Z video. And I'll be like, oh, whatever. She puts it on, and it's just like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, I know that everything in here is some kind of occult symbolism, but I don't know what it is. And you know how big budget these things are? Huge production.
Yeah.
This costs like $1 million to make the video, and it almost seems like it's a ritual more than anything else. So we're going into a break, but stay tuned. I'll be back with the Truth Talkin' Tunes in a moment.
I'm one of the hardest artists, regardless of your retardedness. Realness should be acknowledged instead of all this garbage. It's preposterous how they hold the populace as hostages, like Zionists and officers, controlling all the politics. I'm an Islamic jihadist with a Christian consciousness, something like the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Listen, the system's building a prison for you to live in. Suggestive thinking on television, manipulating opinions. A bunch of bitches accepting unacceptable statistics. A generation of degenerates. Look around for a minute. Ignorant frauds wearing crosses, embracing facades, when evil people like you are the reason I don't believe in God. I criticize a society that claims to be civilized. What can women evil guys? Everybody's hypnotized. Open your eyes, you're part of the solution of what the problem is. MONA moving on to necessary accomplishments. Because I started off as nothing, now I'm becoming something. I'm living for revolution, not surviving for destruction. I love the challenge, you can feel the passion when I'm rapping. Real, recognize real, I'm starting chain reaction. Fuck the distractions, all my actions are based on compassion. You can use your mind as a weapon so you can save the planet. Eliminate the weakness and focus on the positives. MONA moving on to necessary accomplishments. It's sad that we managed to ravage the planet we inhabit. It's established, but savage people can never understand it. Clueless, I'm amused when you look at me like I'm stupid. When I have to look you in the eyes, and I can tell you if you're human. Heartbroken turns heartless, falling in love with an illusion. They're just primitive specimens contributing to the mess work. You could be the best of friends, instead you'd rather break some heads. Too obsessed with money, having sex, and getting bent. There's no fucking devil, only devilish men. And even them, they're only fucking demons that pretend. But this generation ain't hopeless, I've shown you what hope is. I was heartbroken alone, and the road was ferocious. It's over, I'm focused, laughing at death as it slowly approaches. Life is a gift, so you must make the most of it. Start the healing process and raise the planet's consciousness. MONA moving on to necessary accomplishments. Because I started off as nothing, now I'm becoming something. I'm living for revolution, not surviving for destruction. I love the challenge, you can feel the passion when I'm rapping. Real, recognize real, I'll start a chain reaction. Fuck the distractions, all my actions are based on compassion. You can use your mind as a weapon so you can save the planet. Eliminate the weakness and focus on the positives. MONA moving on to necessary accomplishments. People notice me locally, soon I'll blow globally overseas. Then proceed to receive degrees from multiple universities. Create a culture of good deeds, loyalty, love, and peace. Practice law, clean the streets, write books, and speak over beats. Some of my hopes and dreams are to awaken human beings. Make millions of dollars and then give back to the kids in need. Learn to limit lust cause it leads us to fiend for greed. I'll teach responsibility instead of running from reality. Revolutionaries express the highest qualities of humanity. Fall in love with an amazing lady and then start a family. And I'll be the greatest father cause nobody was a dad to me. I just think of what I used to be and I laugh at adversity. In the end nothing's impossible, overcome every obstacle. It's only hard to do when you let the weakness follow you. I move with kindness and confidence from Montreal to Parliament. MONA moving on to necessary accomplishments. Because I started off as nothing, now I'm becoming something. I'm living for revolution, not surviving for destruction. I love the challenge, you can feel the passion when I'm rapping. Real, recognize real, I'll start a chain reaction. Fuck the distractions, all my actions are based on compassion. You can use your mind as a weapon so you can save the planet. Eliminate the weakness and focus on the positives. MONA moving on to necessary accomplishments. Because I started off as nothing, now I'm becoming something. I'm living for revolution, not surviving for destruction. I love the challenge, you can feel the passion when I'm rapping. Real, recognize real, I'll start a chain reaction.
Welcome back to the Truther Girls. Hi everyone, it's Truther Girl Sonia here. The chat room is open. It's thetruthergirls.chatango.com, and you can still join. You don't need a late pass or anything, so don't be shy. And the lines have actually been open this whole time, although I keep forgetting about it. It's 218-339-8525, 218-339-8525, in case anyone would like to call. And the number is also there on the website for AmericanFreedomRadio.com. So I'm here tonight talking to Don Haze and Solitary Spade of Truth Talk Tunes, and Rosa? I'm sorry, I only heard your name once. Is it Rosa?
Yes, it's Rosa.
You got it.
Okay, well, welcome back, everybody.
Thank you very much.
So I want to talk a little bit about the independent underground hip hop and how it's really growing now. And there's because of the internet, it's opened up a lot of opportunities for these artists. Like 10 years ago, artists would have to go out on the street to sell their CDs, and it's a lot. You can get a lot more fans if you know how to market yourself right online, and you don't really need to put too much money into it. If you've got a YouTube account and you put out some really good hip hop and you can share it to enough people, you can get a following if you do it consistently.
Yep.
And a lot of people are doing that, and I see a lot of independent artists actually gaining quite a fan base. And the only thing that needs to happen is people need to realize that there is this alternative and that there is so many other artists out there. And you can find anything you're looking for. If you're looking for any specific message, you can find it. If you're looking for a song about the war, you can look at all kinds of different songs about the war. There's all kinds of them. You can look for songs about fluoride. You can look for songs about poverty. You could look for songs about anything, and you'll find thousands and thousands of songs because there are so many independent artists out there able to upload their music to the internet so easily.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's hard to find sometimes, though. Like when I'm looking for music, I don't have the time to sort through, just like going by chance, Google things, and you find songs. Sometimes you listen, and you're like, it's awful. It makes my skin bristle. It just like makes me bristle because it's off, the beat's off, or something's really just rotten about the way it's made. The message could be good, so it's good you have something like that where you've checked the music out and it's easier for people to find.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do with with my podcast. Is we're bringing you all the recent conscious hip hop, and most of the stuff that's played on the show. I play usually between 6 and 8 tracks every show, and most of them are recent tracks that have been released within the week or within 2 weeks of the show.
And they're all very good. They're all really good artists.
And he's done the work for you, basically. He's taken the work, at least for hip-hop, he's taken the work out of it because you can turn it on 24/7, right?
Exactly.
And listen to at least
the radio stream on the website, truthtalktunes.com, if you go there, the stream is playing 24/7, and you can listen to that on Android or iPhones with the TuneIn app as well. The link's up there on the homepage.
Yep. Yeah. Or you can also download our podcast on Podomatic. It's really great to have people tune in, so the more the merrier.
And I'm trying to really build a community here, and I'm asking other people to come on board to try and build a network, because it started off just myself doing the podcast, and I've already got a couple people on board. We have Truth Seeker. He's an artist as well, and he does interviews about occult topics. He does one every week, every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. And those are really dope, and those are streamed also on my website there too. And also Slim Swayze's Take the Red Pill is also going to be streamed on the website. And I'm working on getting Basement Addicts Radio from Empty Handed Warriors as well. And we're just building a network here, trying to get as many people on board so that we really have a strong community of people listening to conscious hip-hop and promoting it.
Yeah. It's a worldwide community, too, at that. We have a lot of artists from all over the world, from, London, UK, to Russia,
Australia, New Zealand, Germany, anywhere.
New Zealand, absolutely, like everywhere. Yeah, Greece, like there's so many artists, and it's really diversified.
Yeah, it's good to be able to like meet them, even if you don't get to like actually meet them in person, like they're across the world, but you get to like talk to them, and they're like-minded people. And,
a lot of a lot of these artists are pretty underground still, but they're kind of easy to get a hold of if you want to talk to them. That's the good thing about these artists. Like I've added most of these artists as friends on Facebook, and all of them pretty much have accepted my friend request, and I can have conversations with them if they're free at the time.
Right.
They're not going to slough you off and act like a mainstream artist and not want to talk to you. Give you the cold shoulder.
Exactly. They're real people more.
Yeah, they're real people, so that's another really cool thing about it.
Yeah, I think it's cool you're getting into the occult side of things, too. I mean, I don't like to focus on that. Once you kind of know what's going on there, I think personally, I think there's not really a lot of need to just keep going over it over and over again all the time, because I do think you move towards what you focus on, and if you focus on dark things all the time, it'll kind of drag you down after a while. But it's good to know, and sometimes people just don't understand what is the problem with the music that their kids are listening to. I have this one friend, and she was having her little kid listen to Lady Gaga and all this kind of stuff, and then at some point she kind of woke up to the fact that a lot of it is really occult, satanic brainwashing, and then she realized it. I don't know if she really what happened, if she changed her her listening habits or her kids' listening habits. She probably did, but man, she woke up so much, not just in terms of the music industry, but in general. And this 5 years ago, she thought I was crazy, like most of my friends did. But she's just turning into like a full-on truther, and it seems like maybe a lot of it had to do with her realizing what's going on with the music industry. It's a good vehicle to get people to wake up.
Yeah, because it's right in their face, and they think it's so innocent. It's like in every store that you go into, like every store I've ever worked in, it's always, oh no, put on this radio station because it's okay for everyone, right? Nobody gets offended. But all the stuff that they play on it is either got, the occult messages or like very sexualized and stuff, and and then you see like little girls on YouTube that are 3 years old and they're singing like my humps and stuff, and they're horrible, and you're like, bro.
Yeah, it's not good. And you know what else too? Like there's, I saw it was a video about this and collection of interviews and things showing that Beyonce is literally possessed by some entity when she's performing. She even said that herself. That
alter ego.
She does her alter ego.
Sasha
Fierce, and she says that she's actually a pretty shy person, and she seems very shy, low-key, and demure, and then she gets on stage and it's like she's really different. She says that the entity or whatever just actually comes into her. So you see people performing under demonic possession. You see things like the Super Bowl halftime ritual. I said ritual. I meant to say performance, but it really is an occult ritual. And this is serious. I mean, this is like flat-out devil worship.
And people are paying to go and support it and be a part of it unknowingly. And they're sending like their 13-year-old girls to this concert thinking it's super innocent. Well, and actually they're part of like some occult ritual to like keep weird things going on. Dude, I don't know, man. Doesn't seem like a good idea to me. It seems pretty scary.
It's gotten to the point where
it's right.
Yeah, we don't even. Sorry,
I was just saying it's hard for people because it's right in their face, but they don't see it.
They don't see it until it has to be pointed out to them. But we don't even listen to a lot of music in the house anymore. I mean, I listen to it when I'm hula hooping. That's what I do to work out. Do some hooping in the living room, and I listen to whatever I have to. But I just need a good beat, But it's a lot of it's just really annoying, the lyrics and all that. Yeah. But I can take it because I'm an adult, but I wouldn't want my son to listen to this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it affects their brains, and they don't have the defenses to block things out. And even grown-ups, it affects their brains when they're not really through osmosis. That's the word. Even just
it does.
In the background, right? And then just through not even listening to it, but you're hearing it, it's going in your head anyway.
Yeah, it is. And I don't want my son's going to turn into a douchebag, and it'll be because of the radio station, you know?
Just because I wanted to get hula in like, that living room or whatever.
It was like, what went wrong? But he was listening to too much radio. Look at him now, you know, he's got the fake tan and the tacky shirt and everything. He's always at the gym, and you know,
he's always watching Jersey Shore.
Yeah. And those guys are like 45 years old by then.
Yeah, no, it has a bad influence. It makes people shallow and materialistic at the very least. And if they're listening to some of the stuff, it'll flat out make them want to, you know, get involved in Satanism because it's so cool.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, it's the end of the hour, but thanks so much for joining, you guys, and everybody check out truthtalktunes.com. You can find some cool hip-hop there. And, well, thanks, everybody, for joining me in the chat room. I was going to tell you I'm going to have on next week, and I don't even know. I think Rupert's going to be joining me for 1 hour, and the other one, well, I can tell you that I'll have somebody good. That's all I can tell you. So have a great weekend and a great night, and I'll see you next week.
Yo, you better open your eyes. Geoengineering got the white lines in the sky. Aluminum and barium in the ionosphere. Using climate change manipulate people with fear so they can spray chemicals right above. Apparently a healthy life we ain't worthy of. Depopulation, yo, they do it for fun. Spraying chemicals in the sky to reflect rays of the sun. Climate change ain't due to human events. The sun is getting hotter, so are the rest of planets. Yo, the government does a lot of bad things. Evil and destructive like Babylonian kings. In conjunction, possibly military, polluting the ecosystem systematically, and it's scary. White lines in the sky that don't disappear should be stopped. It's dangerous and should be feared. Drinking tap water with hydrophilic acid. Over time it deteriorates you till you're in a casket. Commonly referred to as fluoride. Ionofluorine, swallow it pure, you're surely to die. Sipping and drinking over the years can give you osteoporosis. Mess with cellular function, interferes with mitosis. Destroys deoxyribonucleic acid that passes the sperm cell, deforming the masses. Industrial waste of phosphate. Fertilizer industry disposes it with hate. Put it in water in an everyday rate. On a hot summer day you sip it cold, think it's great. We drinking, but we never really think it or understand. Direct attack on your thyroid and pineal gland. It increases the absorption of aluminum, chemtrails and fluoride. The globalists be doing them. Evil scientists do genetic modifications of food that we eat through evil corporations. Changes the essence of its structure. Its DNA make fruits and veggies less healthier in every way. You ingest it and put it in your stomach. Body digest it, you'll get nothing from it. Nutrients are vital to the immune system. Poison food while cooking up. Hop up in the kitchen, you'll step back and listen. Your meat's full of steroids. Vaccination quicken your life to become void. Additives of preservatives are really carcinogens. So take a Tylenol, acetaminophen. Irradiated Earth, Chernobyl, Hiroshima. Radioactive danger spewing from Fukushima. Depopulation coffins, let's go visit Camp FEMA. They're doing bad shit, worse than you could ever dream of.
Okay. Look, it ain't about thinking that you're bad when you're not. Anyone can get shot. Look fam, even Scarface got dropped. It ain't about spending all your money in the shop and your baby mother's lights are off, you're just washed. It ain't about jumping on tracks like a killer. You're just making yourself a target for the killers. It ain't about me and mine, you're too inner. I should send you bed with no dinner. Oh me, I am the gorilla. Jump on tracks like a gorilla. It's all about knowing you fam, check your mindset. And if you don't wanna know, then your mind's dead. You probably sign a deal with Wyclef. It's all about making sure you take the right steps. And if you make the wrong ones, try your best to make it correct. It's not all about pussy cars, bling bling, bang bang. Don't overstand man. Tight jeans, tight tops, tight anything. Being dead broke, but you're claiming that you get it in. Knowing in yourself, fam, you can do anything. The people, the people. Tight jeans, tight tops, tight anything. Being dead
bananas and melons. Allow that chicken at the chip shop selling. It's all about investing, not just money. Invest more time in your youths and your dunnies. It ain't about fronting, cause that's just long. You gotta be yourself if you're right or you're wrong. Yo, I'm too real, I'm unable to front. I know it ain't about what the big labels want. Time keeps ticking, but I'm still catered on. I still keep spitting and I say what I want. Can't sell my soul cause it ain't about that. All the money in the world and you can't buy it back. Sometimes I do wonder why these guys lie on track when the